From the Sony Picture Studios, this is Jeopardy, the $100,000 Tournament of Champions. Now entering the studio are today's first group of semifinalists. A political science from Jacksonville, Florida, Guess.
I'm not from there.
A software support technician from Ontario, Canada, Wheel326. And a freelance writer from Minnesota, SkyKid0520. And now, here's the host of Jeopardy, Johnny Zillion.
Thank you, Jamal, and a huge thank you to everyone joining us for our very first episode of our Season 2 Tournament of Champions. It's been a long time coming, and we are finally here to celebrate this monumentous occasion. It took us a few 20 games or so, but we finally got in here. We've got three of some of the best contestants, well, almost some of the best, because these guys are in for our play-in tournament. Now, what that means is that these guys will be competing to get into our Tournament of Champions, our semifinals, that is, and only one of them will be able to join our number 9 seed for a chance to go on to our semifinals and potentially take home our $100,000 grand prize. Now, of course, we got Sky over here, we've got Wheel, and of course, my favorite political analyst from Jacksonville, Florida, Guess. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and we hope you the best of luck. I know we're on a time schedule, so I'm going to stop yapping and get into our game because, I mean, look at the set. It's so cool, and we got all those amounts up there, and we even got some categories. Let's see what we got today. We got Play In. Everything there's going to start with In. British Sites. Big Bugs. No Grammys. Salad. And game show titles.
That was really
Well, you sound like you're having a good time. Now, of course, we get to start with the guy on our left. With that is Sky. Congratulations. You did win the most anyways with like $9,100. Anyways, I'm going to shut up. Go ahead and do the game.
I'll take game show titles for 500, please.
All right, let's see what we got there. Written for the 1956 film High Society, the title of this duet by Frank Sinatra and Celeste Holm would inspire a popular show's name 4 decades later. No dice. Looking for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That good old song. Sky, we're going to move it back to you.
Same for 4.
Let's try this one. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, this stand, owned by ZZ, gives him the power to control and transform cars. You better get this, Kaylee.
What is Wheel of Fortune?
Yes! You got the one and only JoJo question. Good luck on the rest one.
No Grammys for 5.
Let's see what we got there. This German R&B duo famously had their Grammy revoked after they were suspected of faking their vocals. That would be Milli Vanilli. Good old Milli Vanilli. Yeah. All right, Caleb, we're going to move it back to you.
Same for 400.
While he never won a Grammy during his lifetime, some of his children, Stephen, Julian, Damien, and Ziggy, have. Looking for Bob Marley there. Still your turn, Kaylee.
No Grammys for 300.
In the Grammys' most recent installment, this rap-turned-country singer went 0 for 8, including his latest album, F1 Trillion. Sky.
Who is Post Malone?
That is correct. You've got control.
Play in for 5.
Here it is. The term rollerblades is a generic trademark of the company Rollerblade, who specializes in making this specific type of skates. Sky.
What is incline?
No, sorry. Anybody else? Kaylee.
What are inline skates?
Inline, that is the one. You have control.
Play in 400.
One of Hans Zimmer's most popular film compositions is Day One, an orchestral piano track which serves as a theme for this film. Kaylee.
What is Inception?
No. Anybody else? Sky.
What's Interstellar?
Interstellar is right. You're now out of the hole. Select again.
Salad for 5.
And here it is. This fruit and nut salad shares its name with a method of education founded by Rudolf Steiner.
No thanks.
Looking for Waldorf, the Waldorf salad. Back over to
Oh,
Sky.
British sites for 5.
And here it
British.
is. Queen Victoria opened this historic concert hall in 1871 and named it after her late husband. That'd be the Royal Albert Hall. Back over to you, Sky.
Big bugs for 5.
This type of spider wasp, which bears a bird-like name, is also the state insect of New Mexico. That would be the tarantula hawk. Back over to
I
you,
was just
Sky.
thinking of
Mm.
tarantula.
Game show for 3.
This studio album by Wiz Khalifa is aptly named, for it's his first independent release after a short record deal with Warner Brothers.
What the hell?
Kaylee,
what is Deal or No Deal?
that is correct. You select again.
Oh,
Salad for 4.
The original recipe of this famous salad includes ingredients such as tomatoes, bacon, hard-boiled eggs, and avocado. That'd be a Cobb salad. Cobb salad. Why can't I say Cobb? Cobb. Back over to you, Kaylee.
Game show titles for 200.
And there it is. This Pink Floyd rock opera album was turned into a cult classic surrealist film 3 years after its release. Ka salad. Kaylee,
What is The Wall?
that is right. Go ahead again.
And let's finish off game show titles.
Please let it be easy.
This band's track "Eye of the Tiger" spent 6 weeks at #1 in the U.S. after its debut in Rocky III.
Oh god damn it.
Sky,
who's Survivor?
that is correct. You've got control.
Play in for 3.
And here we have. This business software company's name often appears behind the names of its services, including MailChimp, Credit Karma, and TurboTax.
Damn!
Wheel.
Screw it. What is Cloudflare?
Ooh, no. Sky.
What's into it?
That is correct, and I think that is 15, so we're going to head into our first commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We still have other JAPPA to go in our new improved set. And look at that music. Do the thing. Do the can-can. Do your dance now. Dance cam.
No.
Some other place. Let's go. We'll do a kids JAPPA tournament. Anyways, welcome back to JAPPA here in our brand new studio, the Sushi Bar. Everyone loves it. If you don't love it, get the hell out of here. We're going to talk to our contestants, but only briefly because we do have a time limit. Now, Kaylee, you're back with us again. You want a lot of money. And it looks like you got a lot of things going on in your life. You say you're moving into an apartment. How's that doing?
Yeah, I'm currently in the early stages of trying to figure out moving to a different city with a friend. So, yeah, I'm looking at jobs, looking at apartments, see what will fit around for me. So,
It's a tough work, but hey, I applaud you for doing something. That's a great thing. You know, everybody loves to do a little bit of here and there. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm unemployed. I live in a very small house. Live in a cave. But hey, Kaylee, thank goodness you're doing something with that, because you know who knows, maybe you might win something. Maybe you'll move into like a mansion or something, or whatever the hell. All right, well, time. All right, done with me yapping. On to Wheel. Heard you're making some new things. Doing audio and video for local band gigs. You're also in a metal band. How's that been doing?
Why do they have to interpret that incorrectly? I'm not in a metal band.
Well, too bad. That's what Astrid said. You're in a metal band. How's the metal band?
Okay, so we just did a couple of rehearsals. We haven't planned out any shows yet, but I think we're making good progress so far. And in recent times, I have also been supporting local bands by doing audio and video production. So you may find some of those recordings on my YouTube channel.
Well, hey, rock on in that amazing metal band you're leading. Lead singer, lead
We're-
guitar, you're doing everything. Congratulations on that.
It's actually hardcore punk, but close enough.
Hardcore punk metal, tomato, tomato. And now we're moving on to Sky, doing pretty good. You're our biggest winner, but unfortunately you're in second. But hey, you're doing good on your own. You got some local sports broadcasts and coverage, doing many other things. How's that been doing for you?
So, I actually lost all those jobs because season was over, internship
Aw.
ended. Since being a freelance writer, I had Sat dogs part-time. I was an intern for a newspaper where I wrote sports articles, and I was a local sports broadcaster and producer. So that was a lot of fun.
Why do you sound so sad when you're talking about that? It doesn't sound like you're having fun.
Huh? Oh, I'm just tired.
You're tired from all the jobs, getting all the money, making all
Yeah.
that bank. All right, well, hey, Sky, you can make even more bank because we do have to continue with you. We got another 15 clues to get through, so have fun with that. Continue.
I'll start with British sites for 4.
Why not? Here we go.
Why not?
Nelson's Column is situated within this plaza, which commemorates a British naval victory. That would be Trafalgar Square. Back over to Sky.
Big bugs for 4.
Smaller versions of this bug would be considered pests, but the heavy, giant burrowing type are often seen as pets to Australians. They got pet cockroaches. Very
Oh, I
weird
should
people.
have. Big
Ugh.
bugs for 3.
And here it is. Giant varieties of this hard-winged bug include Hercules, Goliath, and Titan. Sky.
I want to say, what's a beetle?
Beetle is correct. You've got
Woo!
more money.
Salad for 3.
This dessert salad is named after the food and drink of the Greek gods. Kaylee.
What is ambrosia?
You're right, and it tastes terrible. Select again.
Salad for 2.
Here it is. Break out the ring mold for this wobbly mid-20th century American dish, which often combines sweet and savory elements. Wheel.
What is gelatin?
We shall. The judges come me up. More specific.
What is a jello? What is Jello?
Yeah, we'll take that. Jello salad. Also something also terrible. All right,
Okay.
continue on. You're still in
Okay,
the hole.
finally. Okay. I'm not confident in any of these. British sites are 3.
I swear to God, if that's, I was about to say.
This church has been the location of 40 coronations since 1066.
Ooh.
Good old Westminster Abbey. Back
Oh,
over to you, Will.
Oh.
Same for 2, please. Can we get
And
this
the
over
answer
with?
there. That's a
No.
daily double.
No. I'm 100 in the hole. How am I going to daily double my way on this one?
Well, here's how you can. You can wager up to $500 here, so you can do whatever you want on that situation.
Give me 101.
All right, to get you up to $1 if you're right. Let's see if you got this. This popular tourist attraction was meant to only last 5 years, but became permanent when tourism reached an enormous height, 135 meters at its peak.
I don't know what the hell's Big Ben.
Ooh, sorry. We're looking for the London Eye. Good old London Eye. All right, well, back over to you, Wheel. You're negative $201 in, but you still have
Right.
a
I have
chance.
I have more than what I started with. Same for 1, please.
And here it is. It's the common nickname for the Great Bell of the Great Clock of Westminster.
Is this what I think it is? I'm gonna
I don't know. Is it Wheel?
do it. I'm gonna do it again. What is the Big Ben?
That is the Big Ben. Good job. All right, well, you've got a few to choose from now.
All right. Play it for 2.
Many TV remote controls still utilize this form of light waves to communicate wirelessly. Wheel.
What is infrared?
I didn't even
And
see
you are
it.
out of the hole with $99.
Yes, please. Same for 1, please.
This animated superhero drama was the first of its kind when it premiered on Prime Video.
Huh?
Sky.
What's Invincible?
Invincible is right. Select again.
No Grammys for 2.
And here it is. Despite 3 decades of nominated performances, along with features from artists ranging from Dr. Dre to Katy Perry, this rapper has never taken home a Grammy. Sky.
Who is Snoop Dogg?
That is correct. Go ahead.
I actually wrote a clue on that. 100.
Golden Grammys. Sinead O'Connor's I do not want what I haven't got won Best Alternative Music Performance over this band's Nevermind.
Oh,
Wheel.
What is Nirvana?
That is correct. You've got 3 to choose from.
Can I have a salad for $100, please?
Sure, why not? It's not named after Julius, but rather a restaurant in Tijuana. Wheel.
What is Caesar?
Correct. You've got Big Bugs, which for how much?
Come on, big bucks for 200.
Let's see here. Here comes a true monarch with female wingspans ranging from 25 to 28 centimeters. Queen Alexandra's birdwing is the largest of this. Kaylee.
What is butterfly?
That is correct. And finally, Big Bugs for 100 is members of the Phasmophodia family, often known as these, can camouflage themselves easily despite their long length. Kaylee?
What are stick bugs?
And that is correct. That'll end the round here. Kaylee in the lead with
stick
$1,600. Good old, you got stick bugged. Boo-hoo. You got Kaylee in the lead with $1,600. Sky in second with $1,200. And Wheel, $299 at the end. But you do get the advantage in double Jappa, and that'll be coming up in just a minute. Stay tuned. We don't know what's going to happen.
And
It's
I'm
a
out of the
brand
hole.
new-
More Jeopardy coming up right after.
We are back with the Jappa game, and this time it's double Jappa. Sushi Bar Stat, the first ever double Jappa of its kind. And this time we have these categories. I Surrender. Literary Villains.
Ooh.
Drop a Letter.
Oh.
Voices of Football.
No.
good.
Museums.
Ah!
And finally, Piano Men.
Oh, that's not.
Well,
that-
don't cry now, because you do have to start our game. Pick a category, Wheel.
I picked I surrender for 400.
And here it is. Napoleon's surrender at this battle was so notable that ABBA wrote a Eurovision-winning hit around it.
I'm raising a white flag for this one.
Kaylee.
What is Waterloo?
Correct. Go ahead again. You got 2 thou.
Drop a letter for 1,000.
David Blaine's Specialty and the Three Wise Men of Bethlehem. Kaylee.
What is magic and magi?
That is correct. That's how Drop a Letter works, folks.
Drop a letter for 8.
Now let's do it again. To make something and the center of a deadly 2021 TikTok challenge. Sky.
What is create and crate?
That is correct. You've got money now.
Voices of football for 1,000.
And here it is. Now known for his work on Thursday Night Football, he famously uttered the phrase, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes, during the Miracle on Ice game. Good old Al Michaels. He has that nice little accent. He's just kind of sucks now. But anyways, Sky, continue.
Same for 8.
He usually does play-by-play during Monday Night Football, but he was also Jeopardy's last interim host. Wheel.
Screw it. I'm gonna take a guess. Who's LeVar Burton?
Ooh, no. Anyone else?
I feel like I'm having a stroke here.
That would be Joe Buck. Good old Joe Buck. That was a disgusting act by all of you. Sky, continue.
Same for 6.
He started as a defensive end for the New York Giants, and now his work on Fox NFL Sunday, Good Morning America, and even the $100,000 Pyramid. Sky.
Who's Michael Strahan?
That is correct. Go ahead.
Piano Man for 1,000.
Here we go. During his European tours in the 1800s, this Hungarian composer generated hysterical reactions from female fans. Sky.
Who's List?
That's the guy. Select again.
I surrender for
List.
1,000.
All right, surrender for 1,000. The 1187 surrender of Balian of Ebelin to Saladin allowed for this city to be restored to the Muslims. Probably botched all the pronunciation there, but it was Jerusalem. Back over to Sky.
Literary villains for a grand.
This abhorrent creature is the first antagonist encountered in the epic poem Beowulf. Ooh. How be Grendel? Read that in high school. It was pretty fun. Sky, back to you.
Piano Man for 8.
I think everybody read that. This 20th century American jazz pianist helped popularize the genre by proving it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. That'd be Duke Ellington. Back over to Sky.
Oh my god. 6.
This iconic pianist was easily recognizable from his decorative looks to his complimentary candelabra. Wheel.
Who's Elton John?
Ooh, no. Anybody else?
I'll get him next time.
The late, great Liberace. Back over to you, Sky.
4. Let's just keep it going.
You can visit the death place of this influential Austrian composer in Vienna.
Oh,
Sky.
It's one or two. Who's Mozart?
That is correct, and you can visit him at the
wait.
Mozart Death House. I don't know why
I-
he decided to buy that. That's very dumb.
No, we
of
gotta
him.
call him
feel like-
Mozart.
I feel like I could call the 200 now. I feel like I could get that. Anyway, surrender for 8.
And
I'm
there it
saying no.
is.
I was gonna say.
Athens' surrender to Sparta in 404 BCE marked the end of this ancient war. Sky.
Shit. What's the Trojan War? Fuck.
No. Anybody else?
No.
Wheel, Kaylee?
No.
I'm looking for the Peloponnesian War. Still have its control, Sky.
Drop a letter for 6.
One of the 4 seasons and a Mesopotamian civilization. Wheel.
What is summer in Sumer?
That is correct. You are still in the hole, but not by much. Though.
What is drop a letter for 4.
A harvested grain and one of the 5 W's of journalism. Wheel.
What is wheat and what?
That is correct. You're almost there.
Drop a letter for 2.
A slice of a wheel and Microsoft's browser. Wheel again.
What is pi in IE?
Oh, no. Sky.
What is wedge and edge?
That is creative, but I do have to give it to Sky. It is wedge and edge. Well, that's a good- that is pretty good. I don't know. I should have thought of that. Good old wedge and edge. Sky, back over to you.
Museums for 1,000.
All right, here it is. This massive museum in St. Petersburg holds the world's largest collection of paintings, but only a few are on display. Everybody's been to the Hermitage Museum, have you not? Sky, back to you.
I surrender for 6.
And the answer there.
No.
Yes, it's the Daily Double.
Oh man.
All right. Well, Sky, you've got $3,400 to work with. Hell of a category.
Let's
I
I'll
dare
throw
you
in
to do $2.
1,500.
All right, 1,500. Let's see if this pays off.
Weezer.
Please.
This World War-ending treaty was named after the Parisian palace where it was signed in.
What's the Treaty of Versailles?
And that is correct. You've got your bank $4,900, and you get to select again.
Voices of Football for 4.
His tenure with the Raiders and many commentary booths made his name a perfect title for NFL video games since 1990. Wheel.
Ow.
Who's Madden 91, Madden 92, Madden 93, Madden 94,
94,
95?
95, 96, 97, 99, 2000, 2001. You got it. $99.
915.
Ready, Phyllis, for 8, please.
And that's the Daily Double. And that's the Daily Double.
Why?
Well, here's the deal. You've got $99, but I think you can wager up to $1,000.
Well, I got $99, but one problem. This daily double. I'm gonna give it $1.
All right, $1. Either you get 100 or 98. Let's see if you do. Shakespeare's 1590s play takes a deep jab at royal manipulation and war through the life of this English king.
Well, I know this is the wrong play, but who's Macbeth?
No, not Macbeth. Looking for a Richard III.
Close enough.
Oh, anyways, you've got $98 and you still have control. Have fun.
And I surrender for 2.
The 1865 surrender at Appomattox Courthouse marked the end of this crucial American war. Kaylee.
What is the Civil War?
That is
The American
correct. Select
Civil War.
again. Yeah, there's two of them.
I forgot the category on the right. Can we finish off the category on the far right?
That is Piano Men. This renowned composer's Fur Elise was discovered 40 years after his death. Wheel.
Can I hit up my boy Beethoven?
Yes, you can. He's going to get you $298.
And thank you for not deducting me for not saying what is.
He didn't say what is.
I mean, technically, you did say it in the form of a question.
I said it in the form of a question.
Can I?
It was.
Can I get a something something? Can I Beethoven?
I don't want anybody in the audience to judge me for not saying what is. Anyways, enough time wasted. Museums for 2.
During the French Revolution, the Mona Lisa was moved into this museum and has stayed there ever since.
Oh wow, that's
Taylor.
What is the Louvre?
That'd be the Louvre. Select again.
Museums for 6.
The Rosetta Stone's current residence is this museum, which is home to over 8 million works.
Rosetta Stone.
Sky.
What's the Smithsonian?
No. Anybody else?
I was thinking the same.
Looking for the British Museum. Good old British.
Oh, of course.
Back over to
Is
Kaylee.
that generic?
Museums for 8.
This New York museum is not only the largest in the United States, but is also the most visited.
Is this-
Sky.
What's the Metropolitan?
That is correct.
Ooh.
Select again, please.
Villains for 8.
We already did that. We got to get rid of that.
Oh.
Just cross it off. You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
just
no,
forget
that was the
doesn't
Macbeth answer.
exist.
God, so what is it? What's available? I'm so confused now.
Everything that's not 800.
Okay, football.
All right, here we go. This 7-time Super Bowl winning NFL quarterback signed a 10-year, $375 million contract to be a color commentator for Fox Sports. Kaylee?
Who is Tom Brady?
That is correct. You've got 4 things to
finish
choose
off-
from.
Finish off museums.
All right, there we go. This DC museum houses the infamous Hope Diamond necklace in its natural history section. Sky.
What's the Smithsonian?
That's the Smithsonian.
There
Well,
we
you've got 3 things to choose from.
600. Let's just go down the line.
This villain appears in every installment of a series of unfortunate events.
Ooh,
God damn it.
I know the author, but
Shit.
Everybody wants to know. Everybody thinks they know until they don't.
his name.
Count Olaf is what we're looking for.
God
I
damn
know-
it.
Back over to
can't-
Sky.
Hey, wait,
was-
quick question. Sorry, keep on.
Let's keep it going. 400.
This cannibalistic serial killer made his first literary appearance in The Silence of the Lambs. Wheel.
I hope I take a crack at this. Who's Hannibal Lecter?
And that is correct. We're going to finish it off with literary villains, 200, and it is... Since his debut in Bram Stoker's 1897 gothic horror novel of the same name, he's become the archetype of vampires. Sky.
Can I Dracula?
Sure, you can track all over that.
I was gonna say Count Chocula.
You know, you should have buzzed in earlier. I would have loved to hear that. Well, at the end of that, everybody's eligible to play Final Jeopardy, thankfully. But also, everyone's eligible to win these. Oh, thank you. There's the Dilly Double. All right. Can we get rid of it? No.
I'll wager 697.
All right. Signalized jab. Rich.
Who's
third.
Richard III?
You're so right. But we can't get rid of it. It's just stuck on there. Well, we've always got next episode and all the episodes after that. But, well, everyone's playing Final Jeopardy, and they're also going home with these consolation prizes. What do we got?
All right, I have a job to do. Well, besides the money that you may or may not take home after this is all over, you also get a brand new Jeopardy dictionary, here to help you out whenever you need to freshen up on your skills. On top of that, you get an additional $500 spending money to go to the shop, or spend it on anything you desire.
The shop.
The shop. And last but not least, you can finish it off with a couple of shopping goods, such as soaps, air fresheners, deodorant, spray, because we know you probably haven't put on deodorant in the past 3 weeks.
Take a shower.
Anyways, back to Johnny Zillion with Final Jeopardy.
A lot of things going on here, and now we've got. This is a very tight game. Don't believe me? And look at these scores. I mean, we've got all them scores, and we've got something coming up on. I think the answer might be dead because it broke. No, it broke. I don't know how, but it broke.
We have a workaround.
I think we just pressed the button hard enough and it just. Actually, you know what? Well, no, I don't want to hit it because it's a new board. I want to hit that. Our category for the Final Jeopardy is American Writers. Put your bets. It all comes down to this. Only one of you gets to go into our semifinals. We'll find out who in just a minute. All right, players, it all comes down to American Writers. Only one of you gets to join our semifinals, and it all comes down to this clue. As a writer, she's famous for penning Mary Had a Little Lamb. As an activist, she's known for campaigning for Thanksgiving's U.S. holiday status. We switched it around. Go. Playing Speed Jep.
I was on. Hold on. I opened up the screen, but I closed it again.
It says enter your wager here.
Did you do that?
It's not letting me answer.
It's not letting me answer. Hold on. Can we type it in again? I closed my enter box.
Answer.
All right, we're going to try that one more time. As a writer, she's famous for penning Mary Had a Little Lamb. As an activist, she's known for campaigning for Thanksgiving's U.S. holiday status. All right, now, you have 30 seconds. Good luck, players. And hopefully those things work.
Oh, okay.
They probably don't. All right, DM the answer. Do the... Just do the little 30-second thing. I like that.
Kaylee, you're typing up a storm. God damn.
She is cooking. Okay, Google. As a writer, she's famous for penning Mary. Oh my god. You're fine. Alright, folks, let's see how everybody did. We're going to start with Wheel. He's in last with $698. Let's see how much you screwed the pooch on this one. How much? What'd you say?
I said, "Who is? I don't know. You tell me."
Well, I can't tell you right now because I have to get to the other contestants, but I will get to know how much you wagered. 278, and that's going to bring you down to a measly 420. All right, well, we're gonna move on over to Kaylee here. You had $3,600. Let's see what she came up with. And she responded with tags.
Yeah, that's the I had to DM Asher this. Who is Meredith Allison? I have no clue.
Ooh, so close, but no cigar. Well, you're gonna wager $2,100 there. That's gonna bring you down to $1,500. Now, Sky, it all comes down to this. All you have to do is not wager too much if you get this wrong. What did you come up with? It was Ross. Ross from Friends. Well, we were looking for good old...
Oh, my God.
Looking for Sarah Joseph Hale. Sarah Hale. Made Thanksgiving, made Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's something you got to know. Well, anyways, you're going to lose $1,501 from that. And regardless, you are today's winner, and you are going into the semifinals. You won the play-in. Congratulations. Well, Sky, you are a bona fide semifinalist, which means we cannot invite you back onto the JAPPA team yet. You still got to play more games.
Oh man.
And of course, I want to thank all of you for joining us for our first ever episode in the Sushi Bar set. We're going to be doing a lot more in here. We still got plenty of more to do for our Tournament of Champions. We still got all that stuff to do. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of errors to fix. And until then, we will see you then for the first semifinal match of the night game tournament. Okay, bye.